Good morning, everybody. It is day 9 of building the business, and I hope today that the sound, the audio is a lot better. I'm such an amateur. I keep forgetting to pull this mic down, even though it's, like right here, and all I got to do is drag it over here in front of the screen. I forgot yesterday, and I think I forgot day before yesterday, but I know the audio sounds a lot better when this mic is in front of me and not like way over here and trying to capture the sound. So, I'll get this stuff down. I'll get this stuff down eventually. So today's video is all about strategy. It's all about your avatar, and it's all about taking a second and spending some time with your sales page, your landing page, your offer, because it is very important. So what happens? So let's get into it. So what happens is we get in a rut. Like, we have a business, right? So we're out here, we're running our vacation rental business, and we've got the regular day-to-day, the maintenance, we got inspections, we got cleaners, we got stained towels and new sheets we need to buy and holiday decorations and all of these things that we're having to do. We need to do new sales. We need to do all kinds of things that we have to do, right? So when we're starting our business and you may not have those things to do, like if you're building your business with me and you've decided, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to start and I'm going to build my vacation rental business with Anthony. And one thing I would like to say is, if you are that person and you are starting out and you're building your business, there is room for you. The reason why I'm making these videos is because, look, there's room for all of us. We are not in competition. There is thousands. There's like 400,000 units in Orlando, right? And somebody would be really prideful to think that, oh, well, my vacation rental company should have all 400,000 units because we do everything the best, right? No, I don't think so, right? Vacasa doesn't need to take over the world, right? They can have their little chunk, right? And I'm not speaking against Vacasa. I think those guys, what they did was brilliant, and I'm glad that they were able to do what they did. But even with them, there is still room for all of us in the vacation rental industry. There's people going to come into the vacation rental industry. There's people going to go out. So if you're starting your business, or you're building a new website, or you have a current website that, this sounds a little bit familiar. You're busy, you're building a website, maybe you can't do it yourself, maybe you had somebody do it for you and they were asking you for content and they were wanting things from you and you did not, and you provided them the content and they were more about building the website. Like, they weren't a content creator or a marketer or a salesperson. It's like you hired an analytical web developer or a left-brained designer, right, to design your website. Did they write your copy? Did they choose your photos? Which they could choose your photos, right? Did they write your sales copy? Did they craft how that stuff was going to go onto the page? What happens is if you were watching my earlier video, I can't remember which day it was. It's probably first or second day or something like that. I gave tips on how to, build your website, who to choose to get it, things to do. And I talked about getting a template, right? So we get a template, and what we might be tempted to do, and I have done this more than once, right, is we start trying to fill our content to the layout that is already there. That might be a mistake in the fact that, that might work for most of the website. But remember, we're not doing these websites. Hold on, I got my Dunkin Donuts coffee this morning, which is my every morning thing. But sometimes there's enough traffic that I've already slammed it before I even got here. But you guys will be with me most mornings right after I get my my morning cup of coffee, so I don't want to let it get cold. All right, so I've been tempted to do it. You might be tempted to do it, but we'll just like fill in that template with the information. And we don't do these websites for no reason whatsoever. There is an absolute purpose to why we have that website. And sometimes it might be like I need to be in business. I need to be in business today. I have to have this done. I have to have something up. I'll do something better later. You might just need a placeholder, right? So it's like something is better than nothing. So if you want to go ahead and get something out, like get it out. It may not be perfect, or you may have one out there that you already did that you've put out and it's not perfect. So what you need to do now though is sometimes we need to live with this. Like I've been struggling with this for the last few days because I have been this specific week, right? It is now, I can't remember whether it's Thursday. I think it's Thursday, right? So for this week, I've been working on my services page. Everything else has went pretty easy. The gallery, the home page, some of the other pages I've been working on, they're pretty easy, right? I mean, there's nothing special about building a destination page or anything like that, But now that I've got to my services, and I thought I had it all figured out, right? And as I've been living with this a little bit, and I've talked about this in the past, because a lot of people have this mindset, like, buddy, just get to work, get it done, just get to work, get it done. Quit messing around, get it done. I'm a designer by heart, right? I'm right brain and left brain. I've taken the test. Like, if you want to find out what you are and how you deal with things and what you're good at, go take a test that will tell you whether you're more left brain, more right brain, or maybe you're equally both left brain and right brain, right? So I've taken that test. I am equally left brain and right brain, so I'm creative and analytical at the same time. That's why I like design and I like to code, right? So I love data, but I also love visuals. I draw, I can paint. I like to design. I like to renovate. I like to do projects because of that left brain, right brain thing. Well, in the design process, sometimes when I'm either making some sort of graphic or a video, like you guys, if you saw the Host Possible video, the trailer, that took me, I'm not going to say it took me a week, but it took me a week. I had to, and it went through a lot of iterations, a lot of changes before it got to the video that it is right now, because, I like to sit with things for a bit. I like to marinate on it a bit. And that is very important when it comes to and the reason I point back to here, it's kind of funny how my office is set up here. I'm on my 27-inch iMac is what I'm doing this video on, which is sitting right in front of me. But I also have my Mac laptop over here that's plugged into a computer. And when I used to work from home as a software developer, I would work from over here on this part of the desk with my monitors when I was doing my daily work. And then my stuff that I would do my management for my properties and stuff I'd do on this computer. And I actually have another 27-inch iMac on the other side of this computer. And so I point over here because when I'm doing my daily work, like on my websites and my web design and stuff like that, I'm doing it on this other computer. So for some reason, I have a tendency of looking over here and pointing over here because that's where I'm actually doing my work. But I like to marinate on things. And, I'm rambling on here, but the point I'm trying to get across is when it comes to your offer, like the very thing that you're going to sell, it really behooves you to spend a little bit of time on your whole website, really, right? Because we use our website to get people to come and book, right? So I should craft that experience to get people to book. But if I'm also trying to gain owners, right, to manage their properties, I need to craft that also to serve that kind of guest, that kind of person. In web design, we call it an avatar. So I like to use this type of communication. So, and that's what the video is about today, is how you're going to craft your offer, or how you will know how to craft your offer is by creating an avatar. And an avatar is the type of person that you, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, your avatar is the one that you want to sell to. We don't sell to everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody has different needs, different wants, different, like, am I crafting my properties to serve families, couples, wealthy individuals, parties, groups, 2 couples, 3 couples, 4 couples, 6 couples, 20 couples? Am I gearing it towards anniversaries, weddings, birthdays, thrill seekers, skiers, surfers, adventurers, backpackers, right? There's all kinds of different. And the same thing goes with your management company, right? Because I was getting real nervous. Like, you got to realize, I started my company, Martin Vacation Properties, and I say it was a hobby, but what I was really doing is building an investment portfolio for my family, right? I'm building a collection of curated properties that we own, to build a collection, right? And if for some reason we ever want it, it's a family legacy. It's going to be our legacy, right? That's why we put our name on it, Martin Vacation Properties. I have no intention on ever selling that portfolio, but I can tell you that in real estate, buying a vacation rental, when you go to sell it, you don't get to sell it as a business. You're basically selling it for the appraised value of the property and giving away the business and giving away the furniture that you furnished it with, because furniture doesn't get to be included in that appraisal price. The real estate is the only thing. The business can't be included in that. It's not appraised that way. So that's one advantage to buying these properties individually, but it is not an advantage when it comes to, the business as a whole. So, what I would rather do is I would rather sell my properties, right, as one complete managed business, right? Or sell it as a managed business and then lease the property to the people that purchase it, right? So that's an option. And so for me, like, I was starting to get a little bit of anxiety, not a whole lot, but a touch, right, of just going out and saying, oh, we're going to start managing properties, when that's not been the goal from the beginning, right? But now we're going to go manage properties, even though we do manage properties for a couple of folks that have just, not that we sought them out, it just happened, right? It just organically happened, and they're part of our Martin Vacation Properties family, right? Our portfolio. They're just happen to be there. So, it kind of disturbed me. Like, I get a little bit of anxiety thinking, like, well, I'm just going to take on, it's just going to manage a bunch of properties, right? Well, I have a certain way about me, right? Certain things I like, certain things I don't like, and you do too. So I have, in the same way with our even though we will serve anybody, we don't turn anybody away. So don't get me wrong, and don't take me wrong. In our properties, anybody that goes on and rents them, we're going to rent to you, right? If you want to go on to martinvacationproperties.com and find you one of our rentals and rent it in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, we're going to rent to you. However, in our mindset, when we're setting up our properties, we, as a when we're curating our properties, we are not, we personally are serving the avatar that is couple to small family properties. That's what we're catering to. That's what we're trying to cater our business to. We're not catering our business to 2 couples, 3 couples, 4 couples, 5 couples, parties, events, weddings, things like that. That's not what we're doing. So I have a specific avatar in mind for whenever I'm decorating properties, whenever I'm listing properties, writing descriptions, marketing. All of those things are purposed at a certain avatar, and that's another video. This video is about your avatar that you want to rent for, right? Because I have a certain type of people, nothing against different, but let me say it, not different, a certain type of people, a certain type of goal, right? Not people in general. It doesn't matter who the people are, right? It's their goal. I want to manage properties for people that have the same goal as I have. My avatar is a person that is investment minded. They're looking for a passive income, but they want to also build an investment portfolio of branded properties so that they can then at one point sell that portfolio as a managed business or lease it or whatever they want to do. But I'm looking for people that want to have multiple properties managed, not just one property. So that is what our goal is, our avatar, and it goes way deeper than that. I'm not going to get totally into that. That's proprietary information. Quit trying to get proprietary information out of me. I'm giving you enough information as it is. So quit trying to get that proprietary information out of me. I'm not going to leak anything else. No. My avatar profile. So what you want to do is before you craft your offer, before you craft the offer, build your avatar profile. The profile for your avatar. And there is certain like line item criteria, for that avatar that you're going to point out, like what they like, what they don't like, what they're looking for, what their characteristics are. When you do this, you can then build an application process, right? So now you have an application and you are looking specifically for characteristics that meet the criteria of your avatar profile, right? And this is what you don't have to personally do it, because if you build this, right, you train your people on this, your application process then backs that up. And then, then once you have that, then you will know exactly. Then you got to ask yourself, okay, now that I have my avatar's profile, and I can show you, and I will show you an easy way to do this and how to build an avatar profile in a really good way, and also how to craft your sales page. But you will have to look for that on, keep watching the hostpossible.com website. So visit hostpossible.com and keep visiting that website until I open it up for membership. And once I do, I will build the content, and I'll probably do that within the next day or two for this, of how to properly build your avatar. And I will offer that course on that site, and you'll be able to, for a small nominal membership fee, you'll be able to have access to all the content that I'm going to offer that goes along with all these videos. So I'm going to give you the gist. Like I might say, okay, you need to build the avatar profile, and that's part of building the business. Well, you can find your own way. You might find a way to do that, right? I'm just going to give you, this is what you need to do. Go do it. But if you want to see how I did it, and it might save you some time, some things that you might learn, jump over there on hostpossible.com, support us, right? And through that membership fee, we're going to use that money to collectively build things for all of us that, trust me, you're going to get way more than $20 worth of value. I think that's going to be the membership cost. That's what I've got going through my head. Something very small, something like way less than what you would pay to be a member of VRMA, but you're going to get tons more value through this Host Possible than you'll ever would through VRMA. And I'm not saying anything, negative about VRMA, and I've paid for my membership there and all of that stuff, but I don't get a whole lot from that as far as the cost is concerned, unless you go to the conference or something, and I do really like their conferences, and so I'll plug that, but as far as the membership is concerned, you get these monthly webinars and stuff like that, and they're just not conveniently located on YouTube and things like that, so they're harder to get to on your mobile phone, things like that. So it's just not too wonderful. So listen, craft your avatar, get that profile made. Once you make your profile, then you need to craft your offer specifically to that avatar. Now, when you're doing this, you really need to think about this. Don't just go throw a bunch of stuff on the page. I want you to on purpose, with intentionality, be looking at that page and saying, would this sell me? You need a hook, right? You need the hook right at the beginning. What is the hook for your avatar? What gets them to say, oh man, I got to keep looking at this because you just said something that I've been looking for or I've been wanting that I could not find. You're solving a problem that I've been looking to solve. You're differentiated from everybody else, right? So get that hook. Then, step by step, throughout that page, you want to make sure you're answering the most important questions that person would have in mind, and you need to check off all the boxes, right? And it might take you a little time. You'll sit down, and you'll start writing this out. First thing you need to do is write it out. Get you a notepad, start writing it out or typing it out in your Evernote or something like that, and type out all these things about your avatar and about questions that they would ask. Get all that stuff on paper before you start trying to build it out on the website. Because once you do that, then you get the rough draft, right? So once I have the brainstorming, then I go throw it out all on the page, right, and sound like a rough draft form. And then you iterate on that and you start crafting each section to be the most powerful, right? And if you don't have certain tools or certain people to be able to run this across, to be able to test your theories, right, you may have to do some A/B testing. And the reason why you're going to spend so much time on this is because the more time you spend on this, the faster and easier your company will grow. If you have something that will convert, it's just like your listings, right? So we're going to get into videos like that. It's look, guys, getting ranked on Airbnb, VRBO is hard enough. But, if you have a crappy listing or crappy photos or something like that, then, it just makes more times you have to be shown. It makes it that harder to keep your rank up, that harder to get rented. Spend some time on your listing so that you will get booked, right? So you're going to get booked, and it makes it a lot easier. So spend time on this, because then you'll start, from once you create your offer page, which is your landing page, right, is your main landing page, is where it starts the funnel, right? You're starting the funnel. Now you can build out your ads, you can build off of that and get your different ads, your emails, your everything comes from that right there. But you got to get that right. So don't throw it out in a day, right? It may just come to you and it may be real easy and you throw it out in a day, but Don't just throw it out in a day. Spend some time with it. Look at it. Throw your rough draft. Then build, and then once you've got that, iterate on each section. Craft it perfectly. Keep asking yourself, would this sell me? Or would I jump off the page? Then get you something like some sort of analytics that, if you're not really sure whether it's going to work, what you can do is you can, and I'll find it and put some notes in the description here. But there is some, and I don't know why my brain's not working this morning, but there are things like if you have a WordPress site, or even if you've hand coded your site, there's some things that you can set up in there that will monitor. Actually, you could do it with Google Analytics, right? You can put different tags and stuff in your content, so you can know exactly what your the people that are coming, your avatar, when they hit your offer page, how far are they making it? Are they only making it to the top? Did they ever make it past the hook? Did they get to the third section down on the page, which was your services, and then dropped off there? Did they make it all the way down to the, where you asked them to fill out an application or get started, and then they drop off there? Where in the process do you lose them, right? So that you'll be able to then turn around and be like, okay, because if you don't know that information, they may be getting past your hook and they keep scrolling down, right? Or maybe they never get to your offer page because they never make it past your home page, right? So maybe you haven't hooked them there to get them to go to where you want them to. So, you can get all this information, and you need that, because if they make it past your hook, then, and they make it past the section, you may be thinking it's one of those, and you go and change stuff, and you're trying to work on that. And all the time, the whole problem is the services. You didn't write it right. You didn't make everything, there is, you can look them up. There's sites that you can take your content and put it in there for readability, right? And find out how readable your content is. I can look that up for you too. We might do a whole video just on that. You want to make sure your content is readable to a fifth grader. You want to make it concise. You want to make it simple. Keep it very, very simple. Our whole lives are complicated, right? So it's a breath of fresh air to have something that is simple, uncomplicated to understand, visualize. So take some time. Even if it took you a month, 2 months, 3 months, would I rather spend 3 months on a killer website that's going to sell like hot, where once I put it out, it's gonna make my life really easy? Or do I want to spend 3 days on a website that sucks and that doesn't get any traffic, or people keep dropping off and it doesn't convert? No, I want to spend some time and think about my avatar. And I tell you, one of the most important things is make sure before you commit on your offer. Because this has been a mistake made by almost every vacation rental company out there. They're like, okay, I want a vacation rental company. I'll just rent for anybody that's got a property that's willing to sign on a dotted line with me. I'm going to go stick my sign out in front of their property, and I'm going to rent it. And that was never your goal or your intention. And then you're in a business that you don't like, and you end up, the dream is dead, and you end up selling that company off, or just losing all your clients because those weren't the kind of clients you wanted anyway, right? Because they bug you too much. They're not happy. You picked properties that didn't make any money, that were set up for failure right from the beginning. So make sure that you hone in that avatar really tight to what you're exactly wanting before you craft the offer. So you're crafting your offer to the right type of avatar. And if you do all that and you spend time with it, I guarantee you, whenever you go, and we'll see how it works out, because I'm doing this. I'm spending the time. I'm taking the time. I'm honing down, and I'm not afraid to change it right before I release it. I'm honing down what my avatar is, and I'm crafting that offer, and I'm asking myself during this process on my offer, I'm like, look now, am I okay with this? Once I go down this road, am I okay with this? Is this what I really want to do? Because if it's not, I ain't going to do it. Life's too short. You don't get time back. There's 1,000 million businesses we can be in. One of them out there will make us happy, right? So be in the business that's going to make you happy. I know vacation rentals make me happy, but there's only a portion of that makes me happy, right? So I have goals, dreams, what I want out of life. You have goals, dreams, what you want out of life. So make sure you're crafting your stuff right. And like I said, be watching hostpossible.com as I put out tutorials on how to craft your avatar, as I put out tutorials and courses on how to craft the perfect offer page. And as others like you that will be on this channel in the future that will be also providing content from their vacation rental properties and things like that, you might find maybe you're not in the vacation rental industry. Maybe you're in a different type of industry. Some of this stuff, is spans all business types, right? Because we all have, if we have a product, we have an offer. Right? We have to build our avatar, things like that. So some of these things, just because I'm in the vacation rental business, doesn't mean that you can't get some sort of benefit from, jumping on Host Possible, getting on some of those courses, because we're going to do some really, really cool stuff. And we're going to be offering a lot more. We're doing a lot of talking here, but I've been in the technology industry for years and years and years, and I have a lot to offer in that aspect, and how to build websites, and how to build software, and how to use technology to your advantage. And so we'll be putting a lot of that kind of content out, and we're going to keep putting valuable stuff out here, and you guys are going to ride along this with me every single day until we reach the summit, and then we'll do something else, and we'll have a big blowout party when we do here in Pigeon Forge. We'll rent out the LeConte Center, and everybody will be invited down, and we'll throw down with the big blowout conference and do up some really cool stuff, and looking forward to meeting you all there.